Now, if you watch the first parts of the video, obviously, guys, I've spoken about the whole concept of improving yourself to get better with women, where obviously a lot of stuff in the dating world and just in our society is all about the external improvement. So forgetting about yourself and doing things to get people to like you. I think there's a level of that is healthy. There's a certain amount of that you need to do. Because I'm not going to go too to the right with spirituality, where you become so spiritual you never admit that you have any desire, any guilt, any shame, or you never want to purchase stuff, because I'm certainly not in that place myself, so there's no point in me even trying to teach that, and I don't think anyone is really in that place. And if they are, they're probably living in the mountains, and at this point in time, I don't want to live in the mountains or outside of a house. I'm sure you don't. So anyway, back to my original point. So I've really spoken about working on yourself, but again, I don't mean working on yourself and not speaking to women. You work on yourself, and speaking to women is an area that you do to also work on yourself. So you work on stuff like jealousy, you work on stuff like insecurity, you work on being more nicer, more outspoken with people in your relationships socially. You just practice being a better human being, and there's so many ways you can do that. I shouldn't even really need to say it, to explain it. You read more books, you intellectualize yourself. If you want to socialize more, you go to more events. If you want to speak to more women, you watch my YouTube channel. I show you so many organic, honest ways to speak to women on the street, to date them. It's all on there, the whole process. Then if you want to go higher, if you're interested in spirituality like I am, I know a lot of you guys, I know some of you are not, you're not ready for that, that's fine. You can check out spirituality. You've got people like Alan Watts. You've got so many different spiritual teachers. There's too many to mention on YouTube, online. Naz was telling me earlier, there's new courses in London. There's so many spiritual courses you can go on. They're very affordable meditation courses. These are all things that are going to get you in touch with yourself, and the whole thing, isn't it? Words ain't coming out today. I'm going to keep rolling. The whole thing is about you getting more relaxed in yourself, which of course is going to have an external effect on everyone else. So you getting more confident. You go and speak to a woman, you just have to show up, and you don't have to do too much. But if you don't work on yourself and you just say, well, I'm going to use, for example, I'm going to use that pick-up artistry stuff, or I'm going to use anything that's a method, anything that's not you. If you just rely on that won't even be that effective. A method will be as effective as the person using it. There's a contradiction in that, hear me out, I'll explain why. There's a placebo in that, hear me out, I'll explain why. If I use any method, even if I use the pick-up artistry, it would probably work for me very well, because I'm a very confident man, very self-assured, I've got a lot of experience with women. So that's kind of unfair to say that, isn't it? And I'm not being arrogant, I'm explaining something, stay with me. But if you take me years back, 10 years ago, a method wouldn't have helped me. That's why I've never been for methods, because I didn't have the self-confidence. So what are you left with? What am I saying here? Well, I found the route that works for me. I found the route that worked for hundreds of my clients and students. As you guys watching now, some of you are probably my students. You probably took a program with me. You may have done a bootcamp with me years ago. You've done a 6-week program with me. I know a lot of you still watch my content, so you would have understood the process. For those of you that didn't take the program with me, you're not quite sure about the process. The process is the practice of honesty. The base level of where I start, the core foundation, is to speak to a woman and to say hello and be honest about being interested in her. It starts off with that simple. That is the first level, like a video game. Now, once you get comfortable doing that, and again, that's in my 30-day anxiety program, this is a framework that I've been teaching on boot camps for 4 years. It's always worked well. It's very simple. It's going out on the street or in public coffee shops and walking up to a girl and saying, excuse me, hello, I think this about you, I think you'll look nice, and this is how I feel, have a nice day. So you're going out and you're giving value, and you're getting used to, you're just getting a taste of what it feels like to be honest socially with people, because we need the proof, don't we? We need to see that we're going to be safe. Men want to know that it works. It does work. Man, I've been doing this for fucking donkey's years, sorry my language, it's passion, and I've been teaching it for 4, so I'm constantly reinforcing. I was on a date yesterday, I'm dating a girl at the moment, I've been doing it of pure honesty. So I'm going to come back to the whole honesty is the best policy. Internal work, external work is a reflection. What you do on the inside will show on the outside. What you do on the outside will affect the inside. So a lot of men, and I went through this myself, a lot of men are dishonest every single day, and then they get mad because women are not honest back with them, or their friends are not honest. But what do you expect? But as simple as this sounds, I knew this years ago and I still failed to realise it. I still was being dishonest. I was still cheating on women. I was still giving my word to people and then breaking that word, mainly with women. You know, as a teacher, I was always really good, but in my own dating life, I struggled. Now, the reason I struggled is because when I was young, I was very insecure and I never did well with girls. So once I got good with women, I abused it and I felt insecure. I wanted to overly show I'm good now, and I went too far and I became dishonest, and then relationships started falling apart for me. I started to get confused with, why is this happening to me? I'm a good person, but it's because I fell out of my integrity. So if you're struggling right now, it's pretty obvious that you're not living with integrity. I know that can be quite a mouthful, it can be difficult to hear that, but you know, at the end of the day, it's the truth, and you're bullshitting yourself, you're bullshitting me, you're wasting your own time. So it's nothing to do with women, it's nothing to do that women are mean or I'm mean or everyone else is mean. It's because you're mean, it's because you're dishonest and you're trying to use these methods. And people have asked me many times, and I tell the truth in how I feel, is pickup artistry good? Well, if you want, it's very good if you want to be dishonest. It does work. If you just want to get laid with any girl and you're not interested about your personal relationships and you're not worried about having loads of anxiety, because when you do use pickup artistry, you will get extreme levels of anxiety. Many men are not going to be honest, they're going to deny it and say, no, I don't, it works, but that's because they've got to say that to keep the belief that what they're doing is right. In the same way that I've got to keep saying what I'm saying to reinforce that my beliefs are right. It's just a belief at the end of the day, but it's the way I choose to live my life. I choose to live a life of integrity and honesty, because I tried the other way. I tried the dishonesty, and I got what I could out of it, and I was deeply, deeply ashamed, deeply unhappy, and that's the main thing it comes back to, doesn't it? If you're not happy doing something and it isn't working, and your relationships start falling apart, your finances start diminishing, your relationship with yourself starts diminishing, which is the most important relationship. That's when you say to yourself, something isn't working here. And you can only blame so many people. It was easy for me. I could blame my father for years and say, well, he was hard on me, this is why I'm violent to other men, but that wasn't any excuse. It's not someone else's fault. If I was bullied, they shouldn't suffer the consequences of my insecurity. That's for me to work on it, which I did many years later. So I've made all the mistakes, guys. So you're not being judged by me. I couldn't judge you. If I was to judge you now, I'd be a complete hypocrite, which sometimes I am a hypocrite because I'm a human being, and we're all hypocrites in one way or another. But I'm getting better at this, if you guys get my drift. I'm very good at teaching it, and I'm living it for myself. So as much as I'm a student every day, I was meant to say it the other way around. You see, I make mistakes. I called it out, I'm congruent. So as much as I'm a teacher every day, I'm very much a student, and I'm having to reinforce. You have to reinforce what you teach, make sure you're living it, otherwise you're just a hypocrite and you're talking out of your arse. So I'm living it, and it's amazing, it's life-changing, it's continuous, it's something you have to maintain this all the time. I think that's the thing that men forget, and that's why pickup artistry is very appealing to men, because they think I can just get in and out, get the result like Lionel Messi and then go away and get away with it. You can't get away with it. Even if you slept with loads of women, lied to them, and you didn't tell me, you didn't tell the women, because you carry the lie, you carry the burden. And hold on a second. That's what it comes down to. Let me say something very clear. What self-esteem? Self-esteem is the self, isn't it? It's not me. If you say, I want to build my self-esteem, Johnny, it's got nothing to do with me, is it? It's got nothing to do with me. It would only have something to do with me, obviously, if you was a paid client and you came to me, or you came to a seminar, or you phoned me up from an email, then it would be in my interest. I probably would want to help you anyway. I'm compassionate, I love you guys, unless for any reason I thought we wouldn't get along, which I'm sure we would. Most of you guys, my brothers, friends, you follow my work, you inspire me as well. So it's the self, isn't it? It's the relationship with the self, it's self-responsibility, self-pride, self-confidence. I don't think self-congruence is a word, but never mind, maybe I'll invent it. So you are, it's self-work, so self-worth. And this is why many men who sleep with many women, you've only got I've seen it in the pickup community all the time. And I'm not judging any of them, because I was the same at one point. I was sleeping with a lot of women, showing off about it, telling other men. And, just not really happy, really, underneath, suffering on the outside, plastering on a smile, and pretending to everyone that life is great when it wasn't. It wasn't bad, Getting laid is fulfilling to the ego. It feels good. I understand I understand, there's certain things as men that we need to fulfill on our checklist to say, I'm a man because I've done this, I've had a few fights, I've shagged a few women, I've made some money, people like me. I understand that. It's very difficult this day and age because we all want to be loved. We want to feel safe, and when we don't feel loved, it can make us feel violent. I know that's how I felt at any sort of attempt when I was insecure. When I felt like people were trying to get one over on me or not give me love or give me attention, I would resort to violence. And that made me feel, it was a temporary fix. It was exactly the same concepts, and it's attached to the same insecure psychology. I need to get laid about a woman because I can't sit with myself. I can't spend time with myself. I spoke to another dating coach, won't mention the name, amazing, like really amazing transformation. And the person was saying the same as me, that when they were going out and wasn't being at their best integrity, it was because they couldn't sit with themselves and just be with themselves like I'm doing now and just enjoy their own company. That the inner monologue was too vicious, and the anxiety, and that's what anxiety comes from. It comes from a lack of self-trust. It comes from panic, fear. I'm going to lose out, something bad's going to happen. So of course we need healthy levels of anxiety. I experience anxiety every single day, healthy amounts. That we need that little bit of anxiety, but if you have high levels of it and you've got massive panic attacks and social phobia, trust me, what I'm saying is linked to this. And the good thing is, what's exciting is it's actually in your control. And it probably doesn't feel like it's in your control, because when you're going through this, and I know how difficult this is, so you're going to watch my video, you're going to get inspired, go, yeah, Johnny's right, yeah, he's right, I feel like that. But you're probably going to go away and continue being dishonest, guys. I'll be straight with you, and I'm here to be real with you. I'm here to talk to you realer than I've ever spoke to you this year. There's no holding back. I've got no time for holding back. There's no games. I've taken my mask off, and I'm so excited to share myself more with people in a non-gay way, because I want people to improve more. I want this following to expand and get bigger. I want to grow my industry, the new platform that I'm creating. It's doing really well. I've got full faith in it with your help, with the passion, and I want to put the honest truth out. I don't want to put 70% honesty. Let me leave 30% over here. It's too much for people to handle. No. Sometimes the truth hurt me when people spoke out to me, but it was good for me in the long run, because once you suffer that, that bit of, I don't know what you call it, an ego trip, or you just deal with it better. You feel better. You think, I'm fucking glad I went through that. It was hard at the time, and that's where always good growth comes from. Results. It was not easy for me going out, having loads of anxiety and feeling ashamed and nervous to speak to people. But once I cracked it and got myself in there and practiced and just fought through it, I got better every time. And then I just thought, wow, this is really proud of myself. And I am really proud of myself. And I'm proud of you guys, and anyone who's watching my channel would be on the path to self-realization. That's a good word. Being comfortable in oneself. Doesn't sound that appealing, does it? If I said to you, would you rather be comfortable in your own skin, or would you rather sleep with 80 women using pick-up artistry, being completely fake? Let's be honest, you'd probably definitely go at this point in your life to the 80 women, because you think, 80 women, fuck 80 women. Sorry, my language, mum, I'm passionate, I've got to talk to the guys. I need to find a language that will meet people. You'd probably go there, but I said, trust me, as a brother from the heart, I know what I'm talking about. If you choose this pill, whatever, this way, the honest way, and get comfortable in yourself, maybe you're going to get half of the women, maybe you're going to have 40 women, maybe you're going to have 10 women, but it's going to be quality relationships. You're going to feel fucking bliss, you're going to feel amazing in yourself. This is the right route. Very few of you would come with me. So that's how I feel now about my message, A New Direction. I know that not everyone is going to come with me right away, because it's a bit hard-hitting, it's truthful, it sounds like it's too much work, but it isn't too much work for people that really want it. And it's basically about turning your life around, because shagging women won't give you full happiness. It won't heal a relationship with a parent that's damaged you. It won't necessarily get you into a new career. It won't give you love. That's what I wanted to say. That was the real message. The message is always about love. It won't give you self-love. It may give you a taste of it. It may give you a version of it, but it won't be the real stuff. And you can't replicate love. You can't, like artificial. This crap I'm drinking now, I shouldn't be really drinking this, but I'm thirsty and I need a bit of sugar. This is like full of sugar. This is not going to be anything close to having proper healthy orange juice, is it? In my next video I'll be drinking a healthy orange juice. That's another story for another video. So what I'm saying to you is, you can't get a replacement for pure love. And you can't get love through dishonesty. And that's what pick-up artistry is about. It's about using dishonesty, getting a little bit of a taste, fucking a few women, feeling good about yourself. And it always comes from insecurity. Most people do pick-up artistry because their wife cheated on them. they've been left by a wife, a woman's hurt them, or they got bullied at school, or they don't feel like they've accomplished enough in their life, or they feel that men don't respect them. It's all these reasons that are not very healthy for the soul, and they are all egoic desires. And I wasn't strong enough when I first dabbled in the community to realise this, and I had to go this route. So maybe you're going to have to go through what you're going to go through, and you're going to say, no, not listening to Johnny. Maybe you're going to hear me go, oh, fucking hell, you know what I mean? Johnny's making a lot of sense here. This is how I feel. It isn't too late. So you don't have to go through fucking hell, ruining loads of relationships and hurting people and hurting yourself and becoming a bit of a dick, to be honest. That's what I've become for a while, bullying people all the time. I was bullying everyone. And that sounds extreme, but I was, because you do bully people when you're being dominant and you don't have respect for anyone. And the most upsetting thing is, but exciting at the same time, is that when you treat people like that, you immediately just tell everyone how you feel about yourself. It's very true, the way you treat, it says it in the Bible, I've quoted it before, the way you treat the least of you is the way you treat yourself. So it just tells you straight away where someone is at in their personal development or in their own self-security, if they're swearing and calling everyone cunts and talking about people behind their back and then being nice 1 minute. It tells you straight away, and that's how I was. That's how I was 3 years ago. I was a lovely guy, great guy, good heart, good person, but not consistently enough, where now I'm much more consistently being nice, and it's so much better. And I say it's amazing, it's surprising, but it isn't really. It's just obvious, isn't it, that you're going to get more attractive women in your life? Because when you guys say to me you want to meet a 9s and 10s, I sometimes just say, no, you don't. Because the amount of work you have to do to meet a woman of that calibre, and I'm not talking about on the physical scale, because looks is one thing, but I'm talking about character. I'm talking about a woman who's a 9 and 10 in her character, in her self-security. You won't have a chance with a woman like that if you're full of insecurity, anxiety, low self-esteem, insecurity, and you're using that pickup stuff. But the exciting thing is, if you work on yourself, you can make the change I've made. And I keep saying it, I'm proof of that. You guys should be inspired by me, because I'm very normal. I said to Naz the other day, I said to Jeff many times, I get freaked out sometimes when people want to come up, shake my hand and spend time with me, because part of me don't even feel, I wouldn't say I don't feel I deserve it, because I know I do deserve it. I've worked very hard, but I just don't feel, just normal guy, very normal. Sometimes I feel I can't live up to the pressure of it. So I mean that in an inspiring way, that if I can do it, everyone can do it. But I know that everyone won't do it, because it requires courage. Courage is not something that costs money. Courage, all these things are generated, they're in your spirit. And I just thought about it today in another video I want to do. My value comes from my ethics. My value doesn't come from my money. My money doesn't get me legs. Quite frankly, in a scale of some other people, I don't have that much money compared to someone else, but I'll do better than them with women. And then someone else will do better than me. That's life. So the value comes from your honesty, your integrity. And then when you live with integrity and honesty, those ethics, those behaviours will eventually attract you money. Because people are going to want to be around you, they're going to like you, they're going to want to offer you deals. Maybe you're a musician, you probably get a record label. Maybe you're a footballer, you get progressed onto a club, an agent. Maybe you're in personal development. Who knows? Who knows what's possible in the future? Maybe you want to become a dating coach. And maybe me and you are going to work together in the future. You just never know in life. You never know what's possible, what's going to happen. But I can tell you from someone who is from a very, very violent background of insecurity, loads of fights, loads of drugs, loads of aggression, loads of self-hate. I had to work tremendously hard to get myself into this place, and I had to make a lot of sacrifices, and it was all worth it. And then I look back and I'm very proud of myself. And like I said, to get 9s and 10s, women of that calibre, you've got to be willing to be judged, be hated, lose friends. What else? Come out of your comfort zone, face terror. When I go through these, men are very quickly going to go, no, I don't want any of that. But the courageous men, the men who are really serious, the guys I work with every week on the 6 weeks program, on the boot camps, the guys that show up serious, they show up afraid. I get afraid myself. I'm afraid from week to week, new projects, but it's all management, isn't it? And this is something that I had many long conversations within the time spent with Jeff. I would say to Jeff, I'm scared, Jeff, but I'm very courageous. He'd say, no, that's why you're where you're at, Johnny, because you're very courageous, you're very honest, and you're inspiring people, and you're putting out the truth. And he would say the same. He'd say, I've got fear as well, I've learned to manage it. He'd say, in fact, everyone's got fear. And I was so inspired to meet someone like him, and then to meet so many more people. I've met other dating coaches this week sat with them, had eye contact, great connection, and they've gone, yeah, I've got fear as well, I'm working on my fears. Here's my chart on my wall, these are the goals I'm in for. You just feel inspired because you just think, I'm not the only one who is afraid, I'm not the only one who feels like this, but you will be one of the very few that takes this route. Because this is the route of the warrior, this is the spiritual path, whether that's getting laid with more attractive women. The honest, virtuous route is the best one, and that's why most men can't do it. Most men in our society can't do it, let's be honest. Most people in our society can't do it. It involves too much looking at yourself. And all of us, me included, on many levels, don't want to look at ourselves fully. It's too painful, it's too personal, it's too uncomfortable. But I do all these things. I want to do it, and I will do it. I continue to do it, because I want to do massive things. I want to change the way the society, the way we date. I'm helping women as well. As we speak right now, all these videos, I've got women followers. I didn't even try and get women followers. Why? Because they are attracted to love, integrity and honesty. And these are all the things that come through my work. You may get a little bit of the other stuff. There's going to be a little bit of negativity in it. That's maybe going to be old bits from me, from my past. But those bits are going to be inspiring as well. They're going to attract people that were the same as me, from council estate, feeling that they're hopeless, dreams are ended, don't feel good enough. And I'm here to say, yes, you are good enough. Yes, you can do it. Yes, it is possible. It is work, but it's worth it, and it's very doable if you practice, you're dedicated. And everyone's journey is different. You might say, I didn't go through what Johnny did. It wasn't that scary. I just did a year, or I did a course, a boot camp with Johnny or whoever, and I practiced and I found congruency. And because everyone's at different stages, but I started from ground zero and built my way all the way up. And now I feel like I'm up here, I'm back to ground zero, but from a completely fresh perspective, much more honest. And I keep saying I don't regret what I did. It would just be stupid to say I regret all that stuff, because it wouldn't be the person I am. And I didn't kill anyone in the process, and I did hurt a few feelings, which I'm sorry about. Hurt my own feelings, but I repented, I said my prayers, and I'm back, and I want to inspire in a bigger way and refine the message, make sure it's honest in every area. So, 9s and 10s, as I said at the start, the reason that you're not attracting women is for every reason I said in this video. And if you're thinking it's too much work, don't fucking complain. Don't complain to me, I don't want to fucking hear it. I work too hard, and I work with so many amazing people, and they're not complaining. And don't complain, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Life's too short, there's too much good things to do, there's too much free stuff on the YouTube channel. Even when I've sometimes offered support to people that complain, and I was talking to Naz about this earlier, people throw it back in your face. You get some people saying, I can't afford the courses, it's too much. All right, here's free access to my free blog with all the same information that you'd actually get on the course. The only difference is, obviously on the course you'd meet me in person, and you get the experience of working with me and doing the practical work. If you go on the free blog, you've got the same information, you're not going to have me to support you, you can go out and practice it. And then if some guys say, well, I don't have anyone to go out, I say, well, go on the social circle. I've got a free platform there for guys to meet other guys, make friendships, go out and practice, build a community. It's right there for you, but guys still won't do it because they're afraid. But I understand you're afraid, but don't complain. Just be honest and say, at the moment, I'm too afraid and I need to pull away and give myself some time to get the courage, and nothing wrong doing it. I've done that many times. I've pulled away, especially when I had an epiphany and awakening. I had to stop working for a while. I couldn't deal with it. Got myself, recovered myself, got myself stronger, and now I'm back 100% recovered and ready to go. So this is what I've learned so far for the third video. I might keep going with this series. I might go up to 10 parts. It's something I could talk about all day. I'm guessing one day, I'm excited, I'll probably talk about this on TV, on an interview, the real reason why men are struggling to meet the right women. And just a few more things I want to round off with. What's the right one for you is different for me. We all have different archetypes, we all have different women's that fits our values. Again, with the pickup artistry, I find that most men are attracting women that they're not really attracted to. They're getting women that are based on the vibrational frequency that they're vibrating at, or the mentality, and that is dishonesty, distrust, and that just leads to a road of destruction, darkness, no self-love, no happiness, living a lie, being fake, a fake alpha male. But if you go the other way, if you be honest, you get stronger, you become an alpha male anyway, just naturally, without even trying. Men will follow you because they'll love you, they'll respect you and trust you. Followers, the great leaders in our history, apart from obviously the ones that went astray and took it to the wrong context, but the good leaders didn't force people to lead. They inspired them, and that's what I do. I don't want to force anyone to follow me, I don't want to put a gun to people's head. I just inspire people, and people resonate with what I do and they feel it's right for them, they'll come along. And I don't see it as following, because all of my teachers I look up to, like Jeff, like Alan Watts, like Les Brown, you guys, Floyd, I'm not following them. I'm not trying to be them, because I can't. I get inspired by them. There's certain things that I attributed to their way they live their life and what they taught me. I massively respect all my teachers. I love all my teachers, all of them, Floyd, Jeff, Alan Watts, my students, but I've got to find my own version. Otherwise I'm not being myself. I'm trying to be like someone else, but we can get inspired, learn the principles. So, being authentic. Again, this word's getting popularized now. Everyone's saying be authentic. Most people don't even know what authentic means. Most people are not even living authentically. They just say the word because it sounds like a good word to say. So another thing is, saying it is very different to actually doing it. Reading books like The Game or The Mystery Method or Pick-up Artistry books, that's all good and well, intellectualizing someone else's experience, but going out and finding what's your method, because that's why it's called the mystery method. It's Mystery's method. It's not Johnny Berba's method. It's not Naz's method. It's not Alan Watts' method. It's not Dave's method. It's not Jamal's method. So we need to all find our own method. So that's why I said I don't have a method. I don't fucking know what a method is. You've got the method. I teach honesty. I don't teach a method. I teach a set of values. A set of values that have been long-lasting on this universe and have been upheld and withstanded to the highest level of human vibrational experience. And that is to be honest. It's very simple, but it's a very difficult practice for most people, because it involves discipline. It involves self-knowing. It involves facing fear, because obviously, to be honest, you have to stop being dishonest. And when you're dishonest, it's because you're afraid to be vulnerable and to make decisions. Most people have got a whole social circle based on dishonesty. They don't even like each other, they don't even trust each other. And it's just a bunch of comedians with masks in an Oscar-winning film because they're good actors. I was the same. And it's not an attack on anyone I was around. That would be attacking me, but that's how I lived, because I didn't think I had choice. I was petrified of coming out. I thought I would be abandoned. And I realized, like Jeff said, I like his words, you can't be abandoned. God can't abandon anyone. And I'm going to take that word for it. It's very true. So, yes, you can get results with it. I'm not stopping you. I'm not holding you down. I'm not holding you down and stopping you from getting laid or meeting a girlfriend. Who's stopping you? You're stopping yourself. The pick-up community date when it's stopping me. No one can stop me. So, this is the reason, guys. You know, I mean, I'm just telling you the truth. What else do you want me to say? Do you want me to give you the free fucking tips to do so with tricks? It's crap, junk. If you want that, just go online. There's full of people saying that, selling rubbish. It's not the truth. It isn't the truth. Do I care about it? Yeah, I do care about it. I do care because I'm passionate. This is personal to me. I had a personal struggle with integrity and social confidence. And I was going online, I wanted someone to just be honest with me. I didn't care if someone said, look, Johnny, it's going to take you 3 years to go from where you're at. I prefer the truth. I don't like bullshit. And that's why I think I'm such a good teacher, because I'm straight down the middle, you know, straight to the truth. Life's too short for methods and wasting time. But I do also appreciate, at the same time, I'm not expecting people to run out and start pulling models and 10s and 9s and becoming confident. It's a process. It's exciting. That's why I say enjoy the process, journey. I'm still on this process now. So obviously when I'm telling you guys this, I'm in the process of doing this myself. I've either done it, learned from it. I'm either in the process of doing it. There's probably bits of it that I'm struggling with myself that I'm working on too. So yeah, as I was saying, guys, you know, it's all a process. I'm in the process of learning this stuff myself, getting the results, either doing it, and occasionally finding it challenging as well. So I hope you enjoyed this video. This is part 3 of why you're not getting women attracted to you. I may continue with this. Let me know in the box below, leave your comments. Leave your thoughts, guys. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you're learning. Maybe you've overcome this. Maybe you're at a different stage. And remember as well, guys, to check out my members area. I just did a video the other day with Naz, a really good one actually, where I go out on the street and I interview women, at the same time chat them up, have some fun, and I ask them, do they like honest men? And I also explain about energy. I demonstrate when you're using the right energy, how women respond differently, and it's fantastic connections with the girl. It shows proof that what I'm teaching works. It shows that women do want honest men, quality women do. And there's also over 100 videos. It's well worth the investment to spend $6.99 a month to get this content. This is rich, full of essence, full of the proper stuff. It's going to take your personal development to the next level. So like and subscribe, as always, check out the members area. And remember, you work on yourself, you practice the honesty, you see your dating life transform in a heartbeat. I'll see you guys soon. Pleasure.